Welcome PT Dan's educational videos. Today we're going to be talking about exercise progressions. And what this is when you go into a gym and you start working out for the very first time, you can't just go and do a Turkish get-up or a one-handed power clean. You've got to start with basic exercises and beginner exercises, and then start to advance through the chain and start making exercises more difficult. Now, a lot of trainers always start clients with isolation movements, single joint movements, things that are really basic. I don't suggest you do that. I suggest if compound movements are going to get better results, go straight into doing compound movements, but do them in a way that's safe. For example, don't go straight into a squat with a heavy weight. Start doing a squat with just your body weight. After doing a squat with just your body weight, and you've got that technique good, now you can start to add a little bit more resistance. So those resistance doesn't have to come in a big plate. You can start with just a bar. After you've done a squat with a barbell, now you can start to add weight. Once you start adding weight, start from a really small weight, try and work your way up to doing 12 reps, and when you can do 12 reps, add more weight, the rep range will go back down to 8, now try and work your way back up to 12 again, and continue the process. Once a barbell squat with weight is done, it doesn't end there. From there, you can start to change around your timing. So go nice and slow down and controlled, power your way back up. You can add pauses on the bottom. So you can go 4 seconds down, 1 static or isometric contraction on the bottom for 1 second. So you just freeze and hold and pause on the bottom, and then power your way back up. So now you can start to play around with timing as well to make the exercise more difficult. Once you've gone through there, again, it doesn't end. From there, what you can do is you can start to make it more difficult by adding different types of platforms and balancing equipment at your feet. A good idea is to do it with a reverse Bosu ball. So again, there it starts to become slightly more difficult. And again, from there, it doesn't end there. The exercises from there can become more difficult as well. So you can do a Bosu squat with 2 bands attached to both sides of the barbell that increases the resistance and increases the intensity as you get higher. So you got to start with absolute basic exercises and work your way down. Another good way of thinking about it is what type of equipment you're going to be using. When you're doing exercises, the basic way to think about it is always start with your body. From there, progress through into starting to use resistance. More resistance than what your body weighs. So the next example from there is to go into a machine. Once you started to use a machine, your body's muscle tissue and neurological system is starting to understand how to do this movement. You don't need to add balance and coordination into it just yet. Just get your primary muscles functioning. Now that they function, now you can move on. Now the difference is, do I use a barbell or do I use a dumbbell? Always try and use a barbell first. Barbells are a little bit more stable and provide that little bit more stability. If it provides more stability, the chances of injuries start to dramatically decrease. You can also produce more force using a barbell, so your primary muscle tissue can still get a better workout. After you use a barbell, now you can put your body in a more 3-dimensional environment. This more 3-dimensional environment will give you complete freedom and range of motion and movement, which means your secondary muscles and stabilizing muscles now need to play a larger role in preventing injury and producing strength and force and power. And this is achieved with the dumbbell. So if you're a beginner exerciser, think about the steps that you need to go through in order to keep your body safe and still keep the workload going. How do you know when it's time to progress onto the next exercise? I have a theory called the pista to RSL theory. The pista to RSL theory goes like this. Fist at the RSL. The theory goes like this. PRSL. The first one is posture. If you could do the exercise with correct posture, such as stability, making sure that your lower back is in the right place, your shoulders back, scapula retracted, elbows are tucked in during the bicep curls, and all the things that create posture in the right place, then that's a good indication. The second thing is your range of motion. If the weight is too heavy, you can't go through a full range of motion. Such as if you've got a really heavy squat, you'll only be able to go down like this. Where if you've got a lighter weight, you might be able to go through now your full range of motion. Doing shoulder presses, if you can just go like that with a shoulder press and you can't go a little bit deeper, then the range of motion is not there and the weight load most probably will be too heavy. Next one is stability. And with stability, the main thing I'm looking for here is shivering. So if you've never done exercise before and you go straight into a dumbbell movement, your body will be shivering and shaking all over the place. There's no stability because, like I said before, the secondary muscles haven't had a chance to develop yet, and your assisting muscles, such as your rotator cuff and your stabilizing muscles, aren't strong enough to support stability. So in your spotter's head, or if you're a personal trainer out there, this are the three main things that you should be looking at. Posture, range of motion, stability. If those three things over here are in order and your client's got good posture, good range of motion, and stability is great, now it's safe to increase load. So now it's safe to add more weight to your exercise. So if I'm going through a range of motion, I'm strong enough to knock out 12 reps, but my posture is out of whack. You've got to do that 12 reps with good posture, my friend. If you can't go through 12 reps with good range of motion, then don't go up a weight, fix that problem. If you're unstable, then if you just add more weight, the chance of injury goes through the roof. So you've got to make sure your posture, range of motion, and stability are already in place. If that's good, then you can increase the workload. I suggest sticking with an exercise for about 5 to 6 weeks. Once you've gone through those exercises, that exercise for 5 to 6 weeks, now you can go from using your body weight to using a machine. From a machine to going through to using a barbell. From barbells into dumbbells. And now you can start by progressing exercises too. But definitely make sure your posture, range, and stability is good. If that's good, then you can increase the weight. Continuously increase the weight for 6 weeks. If you can increase the weight for 6 weeks, now it's time to upgrade your exercise and make things even more difficult. So that's how you go through what we call exercise progression. Enjoy your next couple workouts.